What's up, man? It's Lies on Plug. Today's video, we're gonna be talking about who really controls the world. And I've seen this video about maybe a year or two ago, and this video I didn't find on YouTube. I found this video on a certain platform. I ain't gonna say the name because I don't want to get taken down. But this video exposed a lot of things that was going on and how certain people are controlling and pulling trains. But this video is gonna break down who controls the food. It's gonna show you who controls all the stores, the gas, all the resources. And once you understand who the elites really are, you can, like I said, you can break out of the matrix. You understand what's going on. It's deep when you get this information. So it's gonna be a very powerful video. Hopefully they don't take it down because, like I said, it's exposing who these people are. But hopefully, YouTube don't take this down. And like I said, this is for fair use purposes. Let me say that right now. But let's go ahead and jump to the video, and it's gonna wake you guys up to who's controlling what. Let's go ahead and jump into it. And this video is about an hour long.
Dear fellow human, I think by now you have the feeling that something is not right about our current situation. But I also think that the many ill-founded conspiracy theories may have caused you to distance yourself from both the media scaremongering and from those who spread the conspiracy theories. Still, I hope you will listen to me for a moment, because as you watch this video, hundreds of millions of people worldwide are falling into poverty because of the measures that have been in place for so long.
Let's go a little ahead.
Trade
Let's get into
on
this.
or consume in between and on these corporations. These are investment companies of immense proportions.
Okay, here we go. This is the part we need to get into right here.
Manage the major money flows on Earth. They are the protagonists of the play which we are currently witnessing. So as not to take up too much of your time, I've summarized the most important information as briefly as possible. How does it work? Let's take as an example a company like PepsiCo, which is the parent company of many of the most popular soft drinks and snacks in the world. There appear to be many different competing brands.
Yeah, I've seen this all
but
one
they all come
companies.
from the factories of a small number of corporations that together have a monopoly on the industry. Within the packaged food industry, there are a number of other major companies, such as Unilever, the Coca-Cola Company, Mondelez, and Nestle. On this image, you see that virtually every well-known brand in the packaged food industry belongs to one of these corporations. You can easily get this kind of information. You can verify it on the websites of the relevant brands or on Wikipedia. Companies of this size are usually publicly traded and have a board where the largest shareholders call the shots. On websites like Yahoo Finance, we can find detailed company information, including who the largest shareholders of these companies are.
Now, see, this is how you understand who's owning what. It's the shareholders, not the CEO. See, the CEO is the front man. The shareholder is the one who's investing in the company. That's the one who's owning the companies. It's a bunch of people in that company. It's not the CEO. The CEO is the front man. The people that really own the company is the shareholders. So watch this. Let's keep going.
Let's take PepsiCo again as an example. We see that
this is how you do this type of stuff.
40% of the shares are held by no less than 3,379 institutional investors. These include investment companies, mutual funds, insurance companies, banks, and in some cases, governments. Let's look at who the largest institutional investors of PepsiCo are.
Pay attention to the top two.
As
Pay
you can
attention.
see, just 10 out of the 3,379 investors account for almost 1/3 of all shares. The combined share capital of these top 10 has a value of approximately $60 billion. But of those 10 investors, 3 own more shares than the remaining 7.
Pay attention to these ones right here.
Let's remember their names, and let's see who owns the most shares at the Coca-Cola Company, Pepsi's big competitor. We see that just like with PepsiCo, the majority of the shares are held by institutional investors. Let's look at the top 10 and start with the last one of them. 4 out of these 6 institutional investors we also saw at the last 6 of PepsiCo. These are Norton Trust, JP Morgan Chase, Geode Capital Management, and Wellington Management. Now, let's look at the 4 largest shareholders. 3 of these we also saw in the top 4 at PepsiCo. They are BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. And there's another one, Berkshire Hathaway. These are the 4 largest investment companies on the planet.
These ones right here, these are people that's running the world right here. It's going to get deeper into that in a minute.
Coca-Cola are anything but competitors.
Same people that own it. See, they give you that illusion that these people are competitors. It's the same people that owns it. I can't make this up. It's the same people that owns it. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, same people. They give you the illusion that they are competitors when the same people are making money off of you. So either party you choose, you're gonna get them put money in their pockets. This is how deep this thing is. She's all mind games. All mind games with these people.
Also, the other big companies that own many brands, such as Unilever, Mondelez, and Nestle, are owned by the same small group of institutional
BlackRock and
investors.
Vanguard, they own everything.
And you don't only find these names in the packaged food industry. For example, let's look up on Wikipedia what the largest companies are within the technology industry. Facebook owns WhatsApp and Instagram. Together with Twitter, they form the most popular social media platforms in the world. Alphabet is the parent company of all Google businesses, including YouTube and Gmail, but they are also the biggest sponsors and developers of Android, one of the 2 operating systems on which almost all smartphones and tablets in the world run.
Now, what you choose, paying for the same team.
The other operating system is Apple's iOS. Finally, if we add Microsoft to the other 3, we see that 4 companies produce the software that almost all computers, tablets, and smartphones in the world depend on. Let's see who owns the most shares of these powerful companies. If we look at Facebook, we see that more than 80% of the shares are owned by institutional investors. These are the same names we saw in the food industry.
Same people.
Again, the same investors at the top. Then Twitter, which with Facebook and Instagram makes up the top 3. Amazingly, we see that the company is also owned by the same investors. We see them at Apple, but also with their big competitor, Microsoft.
Same people. It doesn't matter. It's the same people running it, playing the games on you. They ain't competitors. They're same people.
When we look at all the other companies that dominate the technology industry and build our computers, TVs, smartphones, and household appliances, we see the same big investors who own the majority of the shares.
They own everything in this world. But we're gonna see the people in a minute. This is your so-called elite.
Industries around the world. And just to show you that I'm not exaggerating, I'll give you another example. Let's say we want to plan a vacation.
Man, this thing, they got a whole network system.
We look for a cheap flight to the sun through websites like Skyscanner and Expedia, both of which belong to the same group of institutional investors.
These are your elites right here.
Airlines,
these people that's running
the
games.
majority of the shares are often owned by the same investors or by governments, like Air France KLM. The aircraft we fly is in most cases a Boeing or an Airbus. Again, we see the same names. We look for a hotel or an apartment through Booking.com or Airbnb.com. Once we arrive at our destination, we go out for dinner and we write a review on TripAdvisor. The same investors are at the basis of every aspect of our journey.
It's crazy.
And their power goes even much further, because even the kerosene that fuels the plane comes from one of their many oil companies and refineries. Just like the steel that the plane is made of comes from one of their many mining companies. This small club of investment companies, banks, and mutual funds are also the largest shareholders in the primary industries, where raw materials come from. If we look on Wikipedia for the largest mining companies in the world, we see that their shareholders are the same institutional investors we see everywhere else.
Yet these same people, they can't stop homelessness, can't stop food people from starving. But you got these same people making billions. But we don't have enough money to help the homeless situation. Come on, man, these people are playing games. How you run out of money? You saying people that print it. Y'all want to make it. But y'all got money from all these different stuff. Billions of dollars. Y'all can easily end starvation and homelessness right now. Y'all can easily end it. See how evil the world really is? These same people can stop that right now. But they're not. These people are selfish individuals right here. I'm showing you how they want everything. Billions of dollars. Billions. There should never be a person hungry on this world. There should never be a person homeless. This is how dirty the world really is. This is how evil these people really is. Right here, exposing it. Exposing it.
The same goes for the largest agricultural companies in the world. That our entire food
and these are the same people that poisoning your food. Spraying out these chemicals, Monsanto's. Spraying your stuff with bug poison. And if you wonder why people getting cancer. Pharmaceutical companies. They own all that too. It's one big mass system. One big game being played. It's crazy.
Depends on. For example, they own Bayer, the parent company of Monsanto, the world's largest seed producer, which produces 90% of all the cotton seed on Earth.
They're making it fake fruits,
as well as the majority
seedless fruits. I don't eat that mess.
But these institutional investors are also the shareholders of the largest textile manufacturing companies in the world, and even the numerous popular clothing brands that turn the cotton into the clothes we wear are owned by the same group of investors. Whether we have the world's largest solar panel producers
they own the
or the largest oil refineries, the shares are managed by the same companies. They own the tobacco companies, who produce all the popular tobacco brands in the world. But they also own all the major companies in the pharmaceutical industry, and the scientific institutes that produce it.
Look at that name right here, top left. They be the same people that tell you gotta take the. I hope y'all seeing this, man. They control everything. Man.
They own the companies that produce our metals and raw materials, and the entire automobile, aircraft, and arms industry where those metals and raw materials are processed. They own the companies that build our electronics. They own the big department stores and online marketplaces.
Making these same people rich every day. What they have done for you? Nothing.
And even the payment methods that we use to pay for their projects.
Federal Reserve. Don't know all this stuff. Try to do this system. They built a crazy system.
My story as short as possible, I've decided to only show the tip of the iceberg. If you decide to investigate on your own, using the sources that you've just
Watch
seen,
this.
and you will discover that even many of the most well-known insurance companies, banks, construction companies, telephone companies, restaurant chains, and cosmetic brands are owned by the same institutional investors we just saw. These institutional investors are, as I told you earlier, mainly investment companies, banks, and insurance companies. They are in turn also owned by shareholders. Now, what is the most amazing thing? All of these institutional investors own each other's shares, And together they form an immense network that we can compare to a pyramid. The smaller institutional investors are owned by larger investors, who in turn belong to even larger investors.
Y'all see
The
this?
visible top of this pyramid consists of only 2 companies, and we have seen their names many times by now.
It's a whole damn
They
pyramid
are
scheme.
Vanguard and BlackRock.
Those who own the world.
The power of these 2 companies is something we can barely imagine. Not only are they the largest institutional investors of every major company on Earth, they also own the other institutional investors of those companies, giving them a complete monopoly.
Money scheme. Y'all seen it? Cycle.
According to a report by Bloomberg, one of the most respected institutions in the world in the field of financial data and analytics, experts expect that by 2028, both companies
20
will
trillion.
collectively manage
But
about
y'all can't end homelessness. Y'all can't stop the food crisis. But those 2 companies alone is making $20 trillion. Man, y'all better wake up.
$1 trillion in investments, and in the process will own almost everything on Earth.
20 trillion.
The same Bloomberg called BlackRock the 4th arm of government.
They could take 1 trillion and end it that quick, easily. Man, these people evil, man. Are y'all seeing this? This is how the world is really evil.
Because it is the only non-government entity that has a close relationship with the federal banks,
The money.
also called the central banks. BlackRock not only lends money to the federal banks, but is also
These
the
people printing
principal
the money.
advisor and the developer of the computer system that the federal
Are y'all
banks
seeing
use. Dozens of BlackRock employees had senior positions in the White House during the Bush and the Obama administrations,
Ooh.
and currently under Joe Biden. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink is a welcome guest with many heads
These
of
are
state
these
and
right here.
politicians,
Here they are.
and understandably so. He's the face of the company that pulls the strings.
Here's the lease right here.
Yet Larry Fink does not pull the strings himself.
Watch this.
In fact, BlackRock itself is owned by shareholders.
See, it's the
And if we
shareholders
look
need to
at
pay
who those
attention.
shareholders are, we come to a strange conclusion.
Watch this.
We see that BlackRock's largest shareholder is Vanguard. And this is where it gets dark.
Watch this.
Vanguard itself has a unique structure that makes it impossible to see who its shareholders or clients are.
See, this, they don't want you to figure out who they are. You know, I bet it's probably Oprah Winfrey. Who else? Bill Clinton, some more people. Bill Gates. So this is how they continue to hide this information. They don't want you to find out who these people are. I bet this is a lot of celebrities. Man,
The elite who own
it's
Vanguard
crazy.
don't want anyone to know that they are the owners of the most powerful company on Earth. But of course, this is no secret to those who are willing to look into it.
These people evil.
Reports by Oxfam and Bloomberg show that 1% of the world's population collectively owns more money than the other 99%. Indeed,
Man,
Oxfam claims that as much as 82% of all the money earned in 2017 went to this 1% of people. Naturally, those who own the most powerful company on Earth
See how this is all
will
a
also
scheme?
be the richest among this 1%. In other words, they are part of the 0.001%. Forbes, the most well-known business magazine in the world, claims that by March 2020 there were some 2,075 billionaires. Oxfam's report showed that 2/3 of all these billionaires obtained their fortune through inheritances and monopolies.
monopoly scheme. They honestly what monopoly is
So
really
this means
about.
that Vanguard is in the hands of the richest families on Earth. If we study their history, we discover that these families have always belonged to the top of the pyramid. Some even well before the Industrial Revolution began.
Man, this thing gets deep.
Because their history is so interesting
And
and
these
extensive,
people, these are not even the original Watch House. I showed you in my last video, or that Watch House were dark skinned people. These are the people that colonized to control the people. Write them out to control the people. Let's keep going.
I will explain some more about them in the follow-up video.
Man,
that
these are
I'm currently
reptilians,
working
man.
on.
These ain't no
But
humans.
in order not to elaborate too far, I will just point out that many of these families belong to royal bloodlines, and they are the founders of our banking system.
And I hate that torn royal bloodlines. Man, these are just regular people, man. Don't listen to that royal. And these people, look at them. You can't tell me that's a human being, man. That's a reptilian mummy, man. That's a alien reptilian. Ain't nowhere in the world that's a human being.
Nations and every industry in the world.
These people all look crazy, don't they? Look, those evil ones, they be look, it's crazy. We know Bush had a part in 9/11.
Never lost their power, but because of an increase
We're gonna talk about that in another video.
They were forced to hide behind investment companies such as Vanguard.
This is how they do it. Watch.
Whose largest shareholders are the private funds and non-profit organizations of these families.
This is how the system works.
To make the bigger picture more clear, I need to briefly explain something about these non-profit organizations. These are the links that connect the business community with politics and the media, allowing major conflicts of interest. At first glance, however, this is not too noticeable. Non-profits, also called foundations, are organizations that rely on donations, and they do not have to publish from whom they receive those donations.
You see how it works?
They can invest this money in whatever they want, and do not have to pay tax on their profits.
This is how the scheme
those profits
works.
are reinvested in other projects that they are involved in.
So they reinvest the money in themselves.
Non-profits can move hundreds of billions of dollars from invisible investors.
Y'all see it?
According to a report by the Australian government, this makes non-profit organizations ideal to finance terrorist groups and launder large sums of money.
It's crazy. I tell you, the world's evil when you wake up from the illusion, the matrix.
The foundations and funds of the families who are highest in the hierarchy of the 1%
Look at this reptilian.
as much as possible.
Look, he open his eyes. That's a damn reptilian,
However,
man.
for cases that have a lot of publicity and attention, they use the foundations of philanthropist families that are lower in the ranking, but who are also extremely wealthy. In order to be concise, I will only highlight the 3 most important foundations in the world that connect all the industries.
Look at that map. That's the world. I think that's the map that has that it shows all the continents. There's more continents. I don't know if y'all caught that. Oh, let me see. Come on. Let me go back. They're right there. That map, I don't know if you can see it. Right there. Wait till it goes away. But that map it shows you more continents. So see how they put the truth in plain sight? It's way more land maps than what they show you. I can't even imagine what's going on the other side of the continent where all the other people at. I can't even imagine. Man.
I will only highlight the 3 most important foundations in the world that connect all the industries in the world to each other. These are the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Open Society
These are right here.
of the controversial multi-billionaire George Soros, and the Clinton Foundation.
These people are evil.
A very brief introduction to give you an idea of the size of these types of foundations.
You think your vote matter?
According to
That's
the official
predetermined.
website of the World Economic Forum, the Gates Foundation is the largest funder of the World Health Organization, after President Donald Trump halted the funding of the WHO by the US in 2020. This makes the Gates Foundation one of the most influential organizations in the world in the area of everything that relates to our health.
You think these people got your best interest?
The Gates
These
Foundation
same people
is a
poisoning
close
your food?
partnership with the 16 largest pharmaceutical companies
Did
in
y'all
the
take
world,
that? Really?
including Pfizer,
Come on, man.
AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson,
Y'all better wake up.
and Bayer, and we've just seen who owned the most shares of these companies.
These people are evil. The joke is on you.
Bill Gates was anything but a poor computer nerd who made it to one of the richest people in the world. But he came from a philanthropic family that, just like himself, worked for the absolute elite. Bill is the founder of Microsoft, which is owned by BlackRock, Vanguard, and until recently, Berkshire Hathaway. But at the same time, the Gates Foundation is the largest shareholder after BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street in Berkshire Hathaway, where he was even on the board for a while. We would spend hours if we considered everything the Gates Foundation, the Open Society Foundations of George Soros, and the Clinton Foundation are involved in. But because they connect us with the next topic and with the current events.
But you love these people,
A
right?
brief introduction was important.
Man. I told you, this was a
I
play.
think the next topic should start with a question.
And you the audience.
A random person like myself, with very little experience in video editing, using an old laptop, can in 20 minutes objectively portray that only 2 companies have a total monopoly over all the industries in the world. So the natural question is, why don't you hear about all of this in the media?
What? That's a good question.
Every day we have the choice between countless reports,
Turn off your TV.
documentaries, and television programs.
Turn your TV off.
And yet not one of them talks about this. Is it something not interesting enough? Or might there perhaps be other interests at play?
Watch this.
The answer we get again from Wikipedia.
Watch when they show this video of all the reporters saying the same thing, man. Y'all better wake up, man. It's a big game being played.
About 90% of the international media is owned by 9 media conglomerates. The companies owned by these media conglomerates are too many to mention.
We
So
break
I'm
it
just
down.
going to show you the most important brands that we all know. Viacom CBS is the parent company of, among others, all CBS channels, Paramount, where the most famous movies and series in the world come from, MTV, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, the popular British Channel 5, and the popular Australian 10. Guess who the largest shareholders of Viacom CBS are?
This time wake you up.
Before we look at the other major conglomerates, let's not forget to mention our extremely powerful streaming monopolists, Netflix and Amazon Prime, both of which belong to the same shareholders. Then AT&T, which is the parent company of Warner Brothers, HBO, Discovery Channel, CNN, Cartoon Network,
Y'all could control all the media too.
TNT,
That's why you think they gonna tell you the truth.
DC, and many other well-known
Man.
brands.
It's all one big
Guess who the
scam.
largest shareholders of AT&T are?
Bamboozle. And these are the same people that control your school textbooks. They don't want you to know the truth. Why you think they gotta lie so much? Why you think they gotta make up that lie about this translated slave trade? Why they want to show you all the Malay people that was running the world back then? It's all one big scheme. They can't tell you the truth because they know if they tell you the truth, then you're gonna find out all the lies and stuff they've been playing, all the games, all the dirt they did. Man,
The third one is the all-powerful News Corp. This company owns many of the most well-known national and regional newspapers,
this make everybody
magazines,
upset.
TV channels in the US, the UK, and Australia. The shares of News Corp are owned by the American multi-billionaire Rupert Murdoch, and
Evil
by the
people, man.
institutional investors we see everywhere else.
Damn reptilians.
News Corp's sister company is Fox Corporation, which is also one of the most powerful media conglomerates on Earth. Just like News Corp, it is owned by the Murdoch family and the usual investors.
Here's your lease right here. Here they are.
Then the Walt Disney Company, a conglomerate of unimaginable dimensions, with many subsidiaries such as Pixar, Marvel, 20th Century, Lucasfilm, ABC, National Geographic, and Hulu. Who are their biggest shareholders? Another powerful media conglomerate is Comcast. This is the parent company of NBC, DreamWorks,
They control everything.
Universal, the Sky Group,
You control the person's
Focus
mind. You
Features,
control their actions, their thoughts.
Xfinity, and many other major
That's how they
media
control you.
brands.
NPCs.
As you would expect, their largest shareholders are Vanguard and BlackRock. I could go on for hours and show that in almost every country on Earth, the local media is in the hands of these
All by
kind of
the same
conglomerates,
person around
which
the
in
world.
turn are owned by our institutional investors or by extremely rich and powerful elite families. In the UK, for example, virtually all popular newspapers and magazines are owned by the Daily Mail Group, Reach, and the aforementioned News Corp. In the Netherlands, the entire media is in the hands of the Persgroep, Mediahuis, and Bertelsmann. And in Germany, the entire media is either controlled by the German government, ProSiebenSat.1, Axel Springer, and again, Bertelsmann, which is also a conglomerate of unprecedented dimensions. Not only is this the parent company of the largest book publisher in the world, Penguin Random House, and owner and founder of BMG Music, Bertelsmann also controls a large part of the European media through their subsidiary RTL, a company with 67 TV channels, 10 streaming platforms, and 38 radio stations. Bertelsmann is owned by the ultra-rich Bertelsmann-Mohn family, who openly collaborated with the Nazis.
Man, you better wake up.
Reinhard Mohn was held as a prisoner of war in the US. Besides RTL,
they play both
Bertelsmann
sides.
also owns a large part of the French mainstream media. And together with Mediaset, the powerful Italian conglomerate of former President Berlusconi that controls the most important part of the Italian mainstream media, they also own all popular Spanish TV channels. Now, to complete the picture, let's look at where the news comes from that all these media outlets are feeding us on a daily basis.
That's why I say turn your TV off. Stop watching that mess. It's predictive programming.
The various
television.
news media do not
They're trying
produce
to tell
the
you
news
a business.
themselves, but use information and images from news agencies such as Reuters, the Dutch ANP, and the French AFP. These organizations are anything but independent. Reuters is owned by the powerful Canadian Thomson family. The ANP is owned by Dutch investor Kees Omen, and the AFP is largely financed by the French government.
One-eye symbolism.
The main journalists and editors who work at our media or at these news agencies are affiliated with important journalistic organizations, such as the European Journalism Center.
But it's owned by these same people. All
These are one of the
controlled.
largest funders of media-related projects across Europe.
Oh, y'all
Trained
seeing the
journalists
scam.
Produce study materials.
They own the publicists. They follow these families and do what they're telling them to do. So they get in the news. This happened in blah, 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 blah. Man.
Internships at, for example, the ANP, who work closely with the world's largest corporations such as Google and Facebook.
Oh, y'all seeing
For
it.
journalistic analysis and opinion, all the major media outlets in the world use Project Syndicate, the most powerful organization within its field. It supplies the 506 most important media outlets in 156 countries. Project Syndicate, plus an organization such as the European Journalism Center, together with the news agencies, are the connecting link between all the different media outlets around the world. When newscasters read the news from their teleprompters, there is a good chance that the text comes from one of these organizations. As a result,
Watch
global
this.
media is often synchronized in its reporting.
Oh, look. So, man, look at him right down the corner. On the second photo on the left. Where that fire is at, pay attention. Watch this. Watch the hand movements. There's your pyramids, man. Masonic hand movement. Man, y'all better pay attention.
Plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media.
Y'all still think it's a
More
game?
alarming, some media
Man.
outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of
These people play a game.
News has become all too common on social media.
Come on.
without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use those platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous.
Man, y'all better wake up, man. These people are controlling everything. Y'all better wake up.
Our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our
They're all doing their
democracy.
pyramids. Look,
This
pay
is
attention.
extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
All puppets.
dangerous to our democracy.
This is
NPCs.
extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Man, y'all better wake up.
In September 2020, the European Journalism Center and Facebook set up
They
a
probably
fund
took my video
to
down.
support
I'm going
selected
crazy on
news
this one.
organizations to do the reporting during the corona crisis. Let's see who the organizations are that, along with the news agencies, produce our news. At Project Syndicate, we see the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Open Society Foundation,
Man, he going crazy with
the
these
European
information.
Journalism Center.
They're gonna delete my channel about this one, probably.
Then the European Journalism Center itself. Again, we see the Gates Foundation and the Open
Man,
Society
these people are
Foundation.
evil.
And they also receive large donations from Facebook, Google, the Dutch Ministry of Education, Culture and Science.
These are the same people that try to tell you these lies in history. Same folks. But you believe them folks? Oh, man.
The organizations that are at the heart of our information flow are funded by the non-profit organizations of the same elite who also controls the entire media. However,
So these are the people that's telling you these lies in history. These are people that's controlling the narratives to keep you lost. These are the folks right here who's doing it. These are the ones who's telling all these lies about the translated slave trade, about NASA, school. These are the people right here who's doing it. These are people that's controlling everything. Are you seeing it? These people that constantly tell these lies. Here they are right here.
money goes to these organizations as well.
Here's the colonizer right here. Here's these people. Like you're doing a hand Freemasonry.
Okay. I realize this was a lot of information to process. And believe me, I've made it as short as possible. And I've only used those examples that seem necessary to show you the overall picture, so you can understand the current situation better. It is an all-encompassing topic that can change our view on many historical events. But my goal is to inform you about the danger in which we presently find ourselves. There will be enough time for us to delve into the past, so let's talk.
Now you take a look at 9/11, you take a look at the Titanic, all these so-called tragic events. Now it's starting to all make sense. All you gotta do is follow the money. Now you know who owns what, who's on these buildings. Oh man, how deep do you want to get here? See how evil these people are? And even these are the same people that you be cheering about. President so, woo! Man, y'all are some NPCs. Y'all better wake up. It's all one big game. These people don't care about you. It's all about money, power. Man, it's about to get deep.
Now, the elite that controls every aspect of our lives, up to the information that we receive, depends on an unimaginably coordinated collaboration to keep all the different industries on Earth connected to each other, in order to ensure they all work in the elite's interests.
One world government,
This
new
happens
world
at the
order.
World Economic
Are you
Forum,
seeing it now?
one of the most
This is what they was
important
talking about.
organizations in the world.
You didn't catch it back then. This is what they're talking about. New
At its
world
annual
order.
meeting in Davos,
It already happened.
the CEOs of the largest companies on Earth gather, along with heads of state, politicians, and other influential individuals and organizations like UNICEF.
You think you actually vote for these people? It's all predetermined. It's all one big
Serving on the
game.
board of
Turn off your
trustees
TV.
are former
Stop
US
watching
Vice
it.
President and climate change guru Al Gore, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink,
Here's your elites right here.
President of the European Central Bank Christine Lagarde, the Director of CERN Fabiola Gianotti, the Queen of Jordan, the Director of the International Committee of
Here
the
is
Red
the least
Cross,
right here.
Peter Maurer, and many other politicians and CEOs of the world's most influential companies.
There they are.
According to the WEF's official
It's
website,
more than that.
their annual membership fee ranges between 53,000 and 530,000 euros. But according to the WEF's year reports, around 71% of their total budget comes from its partners, who in this way pay for the membership of young politicians who cannot afford their own fee. Wikipedia reports the following. According to critics, the WEF is a business forum where the wealthiest companies can negotiate deals with other companies or with politicians.
Are you seeing how the game
The
works?
purpose of the WEF for many of the participants would be personal gain instead of solving global problems. I don't like to make assumptions.
These are evil people
Would
right
there
here.
be so many problems on Earth if the key industry leaders, bankers and politicians since 1971 had gathered annually to solve our world's problems?
And then you're solving
Is
that.
it not strange that the world's leading environmental
only
organizations
getting worse, right?
have been meeting for 50 years with the CEOs of the most heavily polluting corporations
Man.
while things just keep getting worse for our natural world?
These are evil people.
That these critics of the WEF are right soon becomes clear when we look at who the most important partners are that account for almost 71% of the WEF's budget. There are BlackRock, the Open Society Foundations, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
If you go on the World Economic Forum and download those reports, you can see some names of the people on there. I done it. So there it is. These are your lists right here. These are people that the World Economic people meet up. These are your lists right here. Y'all seen it.
Many other large corporations of whom Vanguard and BlackRock own the shares directly or indirectly.
Man, I was telling you, this
The
life is evil.
president and founder
When you
of the
really see what's going
WEF is
on.
Klaus Schwab, a German professor in business.
We got another guy on the screen. His face about to melt off.
In his book, The Great Reset, he describes in
Listen.
detail the plans of his organization.
The Great Reset. Man, y'all better wake up.
The coronavirus,
Reset our
according to him,
world.
is the excellent opportunity to literally reset our society in every regard.
Man, y'all better wake up. Yet, the people that's funding these companies, then the media, remember these same people own the media, and they tell you need to get when you got this person tell you that it need to be a great reset, man. If hell was real, these people need to go there immediately. And y'all tell me there's a God up in the sky sitting there watching all this play out? Man, y'all better wake up. Man, y'all better wake up.
He calls this Build Back Better, and this slogan seems to be the motto of all globalist politicians in the world.
And it's now a historical moment, a crucial moment.
This was predetermined. They planned this. They planned that.
also want to work together on building back
Y'all better wake up.
better.
You know, I said we're going to build back and we're going to build back
Listen.
better.
It's certainly a major crisis, but it also offers.
When all people playing the games, all work together playing games,
This historical opportunity.
and they're doing it against you.
Into an opportunity.
That you vote for
This
these people,
global
think you're doing
pandemic has
something.
also created an opportunity to build back better.
To build back better.
And
but also to build back
do you
better.
see the games being
Build back a
played?
better world.
To build back better.
Listen,
Just build back. We got to build back better.
And achieve
Puppets.
the Sustainable Development Goals.
And climate action
and
is
they
an
did all
essential part of
that against you. We're not gonna wake up. This is why they gotta keep making
According to
distractions.
Schwab.
This is why they gotta keep distracting you. Keep you think there's a race war going on. Keep you arguing. For you to wake up and get them. Take them down. That's all you gotta do. All the problems will end. You wake up, take that money system down, take these people out. Guess what? The world will be a better place. Man, you better wake up.
Our old society should be exchanged for a new one, in which countries give up their sovereignty
These people you
to
vote for, right?
all-encompassing world
Come
government,
on.
in which people own nothing but work for the state.
That's what they're trying to do
in
now.
exchange for their housing, healthcare, and all their other basic needs. All of this is necessary, according to the WEF, because our modern consumer society, which the elite themselves imposed on us, can't keep going as it is. It's no longer sustainable.
Only gonna get worse till people wake up. And sadly, people not gonna wake up. So this is gonna be the reality.
Schwab says in his book that we will never return to the old normal. And the WEF published a video that makes it clear that in 2030 we will own
This is the
nothing,
goal. Y'all better
but
get
we will
ready.
be happy.
Get your guns ready. Y'all better start going to hide your punish up in the house. You better get ready. It's about to be war. We got 5 more years to prepare. And they already did this with these fake meats. Man, making fake meats and stuff. Look. Man, y'all
You've
better.
probably heard some talk about the new world.
And y'all tell me there's a guy in the sky that's sitting there letting this happen. Man, these people control textbooks, all the religion, they control all that. I'm not saying it's not a creator. That one's definitely is creator. And that creator is inside you and all these other people. That's a true creation consciousness, conscious energy. Can nothing exist without consciousness? That is the true creator. Consciousness. And we all have it. The animals have it. There's not no God up in the sky sitting there watching all this happen. And if there's a guy in the sky watching all this happen, watching evil people do this to us, kill millions of people, there's a bigger issue going on. These people are evil. You tell me there's a guy in the sky letting this happen, letting it kill his creation on purpose, and he sit up in the sky letting it happen? Man, y'all better wake up. God is consciousness, conscious energy. That is the source of creation. Can nothing exist without consciousness? Creation can't happen without consciousness. Consciousness is the true source of creation. And I'm gonna talk about that in another video. But let's keep going, cause it's pissing me off, man. These folks are evil.
The media wants us to believe that this is a topic for conspiracy theorists, although it has been talked about for generations by presidents such as George Bush Sr.
They've been telling you the plan. New World Order.
Clinton.
It's been going on. It's been happening.
The opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
Man, y'all better wake up. They've been telling you the game plan.
Law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
They told you the
order
plan.
In which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
After 1989, President Bush kept
you love these
saying,
people.
and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
That the affirmative task we have now is
to
actually create a new world order.
You're Nelson Mandela, man. It's
Also
all
by the
puppets,
world's most
man.
famous philanthropists such as Cecil Rhodes, David Rockefeller,
Evil
Henry
people.
Kissinger, and even George Soros.
I think you need a new world order, that China has to be part of the process of creating it.
They've been doing this,
and
and
they
we
have
listen.
to buy in. They have to own it.
Evil people.
These important figures, who apart from Mandela, were all among the top of the elite,
Y'all
and
love
they
these
were still
people, man.
alive, are not the only ones
They
who
care
care
less
about
about
an
you.
all-powerful world government. In 2015, the UN presented its controversial Agenda 2030, which is almost identical to
Y'all
Klaus
better get
Schwab's
ready.
Great Reset.
Get ready.
In their own words, the UN, like Schwab, wants to ensure that by 2030, poverty, hunger,
Get you some solar panels, but y'all get some solar panels real quick. Get you a hydroponic, get some seeds. Get ready. Get your guns ready, because it's going to be crazy in the future. Get ready.
environmental.
You need to see the problem is we keep relying on them. You need to start relying on these people. You need to find out a way to be rely on yourself. Protect your family. Don't allow them to do it for nothing.
And disease no longer exist on Earth. It sounds like a sympathetic plan until you read the fine print. You see, the idea is that Agenda 2030 is going to be paid for by us, the citizens. And just as it is currently required of us that we give up our basic rights for the sake of public health, we will be demanded to give up our wealth in favor of poverty reduction.
Don't
These
fall
are
for
not
it. They got money
conspiracy
in it.
theories.
Don't fall for
You
this.
can read this for yourself on their official website. In short, it boils down to this. The UN wants to take the tax money from all Western countries and give it to the mega corporations of the elite, who will be contracted to rebuild society.
And you telling me there's a guy in the sky watching this happen? His own creation, and they doing stuff like this, evil stuff to her, his creation? Man, y'all better wake up.
Globally, a completely new infrastructure is needed, because fossil fuels must be made a thing of the past, according to the UN. For this immense project, a world government is needed, says the UN. And the same UN takes it upon herself to be this global government. Just like Schwab, the UN also believes that a pandemic is the perfect opportunity to accelerate the implementation of Agenda 2030.
And they, man, can't even talk. They tell you it's a perfect opportunity for a reset, and you tell me surprisingly that C word happened coincidentally, just popped up nowhere. And they tell you, well, that's a great opportunity for a great reset, and they've been telling you about this for so long. They were planned by them. The whole people are part of it. And you got these pharmaceutical companies, all part of the same team. Wake up. This was the plan. That was planned. This right here was planned.
The WEF and the UN openly admit that they consider pandemics and other disasters as an opportunity to transform society, especially since we have seen that the elite have all the resources at their disposal to make us believe that there is a pandemic, and even to create one. So we certainly should not take these things lightly, and we should examine them carefully.
It's not no game.
And when we do that, we come across things that are even more troubling.
Y'all better wake up.
On Friday, October 18, 2019,
listen,
months before the pandemic was declared,
they're gonna take my video down.
The meeting was held at the Pierre Hotel in New York City for a select group of about 130 very important
guests, attention,
including politicians and the world's most respected medics and pharmacists. The purpose of the meeting was to simulate the possible scenarios in the event of a global pandemic.
Come on, man.
This could be a coincidence, you might say.
Come on.
For this simulation, however, a coronavirus was used as an example.
Come on, man. No.
The simulation covered in detail how the coronavirus would develop and how they could only control this through the intensive collaboration
I think it's a game.
Industries.
Oh, man. This should make everybody sick and scared right here. Your own government did this to you, to the people. Millions died. You tell me there's a guy in the sky sitting there letting this happen? Man, this make everybody feel sick. These are evil people. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better get ready. These people can care less about you.
Governments and government agencies.
This will make everybody sick.
A new world order to save us from destruction.
These are evil people right here, man.
Does it surprise you when I tell you that this meeting, called Event 201, was organized by none other than the World Economic Forum?
Man, these are the people right here.
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And
those are the same people that owns the... Come on, man. Come on. You cannot tell me you don't see what's going on here.
Institute? This is not a conspiracy theory. Check the official website of Event 201 for yourself.
Oh my gosh, man. It's making me sick to my stomach.
Perhaps at this
These
point,
some evil
it will
people.
no longer surprise you that the German Robert Koch Institute, which like every national health institute in the world is closely linked to the WHO, which is funded by Bill Gates, created a similar simulation.
They're gonna shut my channel down.
2012.
They're gonna shut my channel down after this one.
As was the case during Event 201, the simulation assumed the coronavirus.
Oh my god, it's making me sick, man.
This simulation assumed that in a Southeast Asian coronavirus would spread from animal to human.
Oh
How
my
coincidental,
gosh.
isn't it?
Oh
in
my
this simulation, it takes several weeks for the authorities to identify the virus, allowing it to spread
and yet it's a game. Your own government.
The simulation is made of the consecutive
9/11
years in which
Titanic, not this.
and economies are
We're
destroyed.
not gonna wake up.
But also the impact
They're
on
gonna shut my
society is
channel down.
simulated in all
They shut it down.
aspects. Even the protests. I won't tire you with the details. In fact, you can download this analysis for yourself from the website of the German government.
Man.
The last thing I want to show is an excerpt from a lecture that Belgian top virologist Mark van Ranst gave on January 22, 2019 at the Chatham House, a major non-profit organization
all this will be
in London,
planned.
where important world leaders meet to discuss global
Evil
issues.
people, man. I
Winners
can't
of the
stand her.
Chatham House Prize include Hillary Clinton, Melinda Gates, and John Kerry.
So evil people. Oh, I can't even keep watching this video,
What
man.
Van Ranst is discussing
Makes you
is
sick.
simply shocking. Van Ranst, in fact, explains how he has fooled the entire Belgian population during the swine flu through fear-mongering, out-of-context mortality
Turn off your
rates,
TV, that media.
and manipulation. He laughingly explains how he managed to impose the vaccine for the swine flu on the frightened Belgian population.
Man, I told you,
produced by the
folks
pharmaceutical
evil.
companies he worked for.
Thank you very much, Up. Thanks for the invitation.
Man.
And I was asked to tell you about my experiences being the crisis manager, the flu commissioner for Belgium, and highlighting the communication. And then you have one opportunity to do it right. I mean, day one is so important. In day one, you start your communication with the press, with the people, and you have to do it right. I mean, you have to go for one voice, one message. In Belgium, they chose to appoint a non-politician to do that. I mean, I have no party affiliations, and that makes things a little bit, at that time at least, a little bit easier, because you're not attacked politically, majority, minority. That doesn't come into play, and that was a huge advantage. The second advantage is that you can play in Brussels the complete naive guy and get a lot more done than you would otherwise be able to do. You have to be omnipresent that first day or the first day.
Makes me sick.
So that you attract the media attention. You make an agreement with them that you will tell them all, and if they call, you will pick up the phone. When you do that, then you can profit from these early days to get complete corporate coverage of the field, and they're not going to search for alternative voices there. And if you do that, that makes things a lot easier. These first weeks, that's easy street. When you have no opposition and then everybody needs news and they can come to you for news, you can bring quite a lot of neutral information, and it is picked up, and it is well, the news is brought the way you bring it, and that is you can only do that in the first couple of weeks or months. And then you have to say, okay, well, we will have H1N1 deaths. Of course, that would be unavoidable. I used there Sir Donaldson's quote, where he said that in the UK, by the peak of the epidemic, 40 people would die per day at the end of the summer. So 62 at that time million people in UK, 40 deaths a day. I worked it out for Belgium. That would be 7 deaths a day at the peak of the epidemic. I used that in the media. 7 Belgian flu deaths per day at the peak of the epidemic would be realistic. That is true in every year, even interpandemically. That is very, very conservative. However, talking about fatalities is important, because when you say that, people say, wow, what do you mean? People die because of influenza? And that was a necessary step to take. And then, of course, a couple of days later, you had the first H1N1 death in the country, and the scene was set and it was already talked about. And then you had to pick who is going to be vaccinated first. And then, well, women and children first, whatever. I mean, risk groups, they were important. And then I misused the fact that the top football soccer clubs in Belgium inappropriately and against all agreements vaccinated they made their soccer players priority.
Man, you better wake up.
So I said I can use that.
Well, that's something like, job's telling you, you can't come to work unless you get the. Man, I'm telling you, this is deep stuff, man. It's making me sick. It's my stomach. I'll tell you, when you wake up from the matrix and understand what's going on in this world, 90% of it's evil. 90%. This is why I say you got to unplug from the matrix. This is how you understand what's going on. This right here.
Because if the population really believes that this vaccine is so desirable that even the soccer players would be dishonest to get their vaccine, I said, okay, I can play with that. So I made a big fuss about this. This is Van Ranst is raving mad.
People laughing, man. I think it's a big game.
Chatham House organization is
Evil
also
folks.
funded by all major corporations of the elite, the Gates Foundation, and the Open Society Foundations.
Makes me sick to my stomach,
We
man.
could talk for hours about the coronavirus, which has a survival rate of 99.98%, and about the incomprehensible measures that are destroying our society. Millions of entrepreneurs.
We're gonna skip past this. I said that word too much, they're gonna turn the channel down. I'm gonna skip to this. I can't have them saying that word too much.
Is to dive into history and discuss topics that are beyond our modern rational thinking. But for now, you may understand well enough with the simple logic that a new world order, or an all-encompassing world government, is the only way for a small elite to retain its power over an ever-increasing world population. Companies like BlackRock and Vanguard do not benefit from national borders. import taxes, and real diversity. Only through fear and media manipulation can they maintain their grip on all of us.
Turn off your television. I was trying to tell y'all folks, stop watching this mess.
Haven't even mentioned
Fair tactics, social media. Turn that. Delete all that. I delete all that social media. I don't think I got YouTube.
Because if this topic
delete
is
that
aroused your
stuff.
curiosity, you will undoubtedly find out all about this in time. The elite have no intention to cure
I
us.
can't talk about this right here. They gonna if I talk about that, it's much done. Skip this.
Choice.
These people talk about this stuff back then.
Learned countless times about this elite.
I think we're being run by maniacs.
Listen.
If anybody can put on
Why do you think they killed him?
and the American
What happened?
etc. and the
Took him
Russian,
out.
China, what they are actually trying to do, I think they're all insane. But I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. That's what's insane.
Man, I better wake up.
For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless
They've been telling you this back then. People didn't listen.
relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion,
Why you think
on
they caught Kennedy?
subversion instead of elections,
And I think he gonna show the shooting. I gotta skip past this.
instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast.
Look at Bill. Look at I think it was Bill. I think it was what's his name? Look at him. Watch when he said that. You got scared.
Which has conscripted
Look.
vast human and material.
Now they got like, oh snap, he don't say
into
something
the
too
building
much.
of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military,
Let me skip past that.
When you're talking about like really elite levels, the name of the game is blackmail. That's what runs the whole system basically. They want compromised people because they're easy to control.
I'm not suicidal.
And then he tell you he died. Look. Force himself off the bridge. Come on, man. These people play games,
The
man.
deep state is those people within the U.S. government that are career employees that cannot be
Y'all think it's a game?
people that we elect by the Congress or the President. Are these people in control? Can they enact laws? Yes. Can we fire these people? No. Can presidents fire them? No. It's designed that way so that political parties and political interests cannot affect the deep state. Do you understand the nightmare of our situation? It is no secret. It is as open as it can be. The deep state does control.
Listen, but that's how they tell you people.
Wake up, please, God. It is the common of those things.
Come on, man. Mockery, man. They gonna say he tell you not suicidal. Oh, Josh suicidal.
This is the direction the world is going in at the present time. In our world, there will be no emotions except fear, rage, triumph, and self-abasement. The sex instinct will be eradicated. There will be no loyalty except loyalty to the party. But always, there will be the intoxication of power. Always, at every moment, there will be the thrill of victory, the sensation of trampling on an enemy who is helpless. If you want a picture of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. The moral to be drawn from this dangerous nightmare situation is a simple one. Don't let it happen. It depends on you.
With this video, I hope you...
Man, that better wake you up right there. If that don't wake you up, man, I don't know what to tell you. I showed you who the people are, who's pulling the trains. And I'm showing you how they purposely created that. Man, it's nothing but games being played. These some evil people. That should make everybody feel sick. These are people that y'all love, right? The people in the political power, y'all love these folks. And here's the same people that created that. They killed some of your ancestors with that virus, right? Man, I'll tell you, people don't care less about you. These some evil individuals right here. They only care about themselves. Wake up. They got $20 billion. 20 trillion. 20 trillion. But you tell me they can't end homelessness, can't stop people from starving? Man, you telling me there's a guy in the sky, right, that created all this, and sitting there watching this happen? You gotta be crazy. Like I said, it's a difference between the creator and God. There is such thing as a creator. The creator is nothing but conscious energy. You can't have nothing without consciousness. That consciousness has to exist before creation. Consciousness is the true God. Not no fairy tale story that they created to tell you that somebody up in the sky sitting down watching all this. See, they tell you that. They tell you once you die, you go to heaven, you're going to have final peace and all that. While those elites having their peace on earth right now. They know when they die, ain't no heaven or hell. So that's why they living their lives right now, doing what they want. Man, y'all better wake up. I hope this video wakes y'all up. Man, this video went from knowing who the elites are and show you how they created that virus. They're probably gonna strike my channel down to this one. But I got most of them talking about coming out too. I'm supposed to know all this stuff that these folks did. So they might strike my channel, but y'all just be ready. If they strike it, I ain't coming back to YouTube. This is what it is. But this information right here needs to get out. If y'all enjoyed this video, share this video. And this is the only video I have ever told y'all on my channel. If y'all like this video, share it. This is the only video I said this. This is the only time I said this because I want this information in this video to get out. This is the only video you will ever hear me say this. Share this video right here. This is gonna make people up. And like I said, it's a shocker. It should make everybody feel sick. It's a shocker. This is the most powerful video I've done right here. This should make everybody up right here. This is how you wake up from your matrix, the cycle. Don't you get it? The whole world is a stage. It's a stage, and you are the part of the play. Joke is on you. And wait till I get to that history when I show you how these elites was funding Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all these so-called black political people to destroy our own people. We just touching the tip of the iceberg here. I'm showing you the big picture right here. Now we're about to go deep into the iceberg. I'm gonna show all this stuff that they did. 9/11. What is it called? Titanic. We about to get deep. I'm about to show all this that these people did. Evil individuals. But yeah, I hope y'all seen this video before they take this down. I got a feeling they're gonna take it down. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video and y'all guys really pay attention to what's going on. I'm breaking down how they control everything. I hope y'all guys are waking up and seeing this. But yeah, you guys stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.